Here's what I use. I can't tell you that you need to get this. I just tell you this is what I've been using to help me out of my depression dip that I had 2 months ago. I'm actually celebrating that I have not had any suicidal thoughts for about 2.5 months now. And that was before I even started using my hormone cream. So the first thing up is vitamin C. I just get a cheap chewable one, and it's 500 milligrams. So I grab a couple through the day here and there, two. That means it's 1,000 milligrams, and you just have a little chew on it and know that it's getting in your body. What else was there? Vitamin D, just a cheap little one. I take 5 of these at a time, and you can chew on them. It's quite a sweet, mild flavor. But that is, yeah, I've done a whole video on the science behind it, so I'm not going to take up time on that. But that's the version that I have, and I did link. I do have links on where to buy it from, so have a look in the documents on that. B complex. This is the one I get off Amazon. There's only 2 or 3 brands that I've found on Amazon anyway that have, I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Back to front probably. B12 methylcobalamin. See that over there? Methylcobalamin. The other option is cyanocobalamin, which is kind of a fake version of B12. You heard of cyanide? So cyano is part that there's things in there that shouldn't be. It's the synthetic version. And this is also folate, not folic acid. So I like that this is, and I find that this works better than the other cheaper options that I've used. What's the other one? Health Plus or something, Be Activate, I think it was called. I'm just trying to be complete. I found that didn't work as fast. Like this one, if I take this around lunchtime or later, then I can't sleep at night. But that's when I take double dose. But I'll talk about that soon. All my little goods, I just keep them all in a basket. So I'm just grabbing out the basket here. Magnesium. This is the Blackmores Super Magnesium. And I've chosen this because it has more than one kind of magnesium in it. So you get magnesium oxide, magnesium citrate, magnesium amino acid chelate. It's got calcium ascorbate dehydrate. It's got pyridoxine hydrochloride, cholecalciferol, manganese amino acid, and chromium percolinate. So it's got quite a bit in there, but I find this one works really well. It's quite a big tablet, but I'll share some of my hacks with you. Zinc, just a cheap one as well. If you find better quality, go for it, but I'm quite happy with that. Probiotic at the moment, I'm using the Boost Spectrum, no, Life Space probiotic, Boost Spectrum. So again, I choose one that has a variety in, especially with rhamnosus. And this is 2 kinds of rhamnosus in it, 3 kinds, sorry. And it also needs to have, bifidobacterium, which this has a variety of that in it. I find this one works quite well, just settles the tummy, and it's a compounding effect. You're not going to see an immediate effect with something like probiotics. It's something that builds. GABA, that's just the brand that I get on Amazon as well. Best Naturals. You'll be able to get all of these things at a pharmacy. Sorry, let me just put this earpiece in because I think that will be picking up my hand sounds when I go over. So this one, I think they only have it in 750 milligram capsules. And you can also get the powder, same company. So the powder is really good if you're having, so sometimes I get it at times if my anxiety is higher. It's like my esophagus contracts, so it feels like there's a lump in my throat, so it's a bit hard to eat and can make you feel a bit nauseous and so on. And so GABA is actually known for reducing spasms. Um, yeah, so I take a little bit, if I have that feeling of tightness, lump in my throat kind of feeling, then I take this before I eat, and that's been helpful. So the powder is better in that aspect compared to the capsules, because obviously it penetrates your cell walls a lot faster. 5-HTP, I have the 200 milligram variety. You do get the 50 milligram variety, which is the one I recommend you start with. And this one is actually out of stock on Amazon for a while now. So I suggest 50 milligram variety, because then you can test what your body adjusts to. So I would say use one, maybe two 50 milligram ones a day until you can see whether it is having an effect on you. If there's no effect, increase the dosage, maybe by another 50 milligram or two to make up 200. And see. It needs to calm you. Yeah, appetite control, supports positive mood, etc. So these two used together is bomb factor when it comes to getting a good night's sleep. I would just use one of each, 750 and 200. Yeah, people that have been on sleeping pills swear by that blend for getting a good night's sleep, and there's actually studies done on that. So I really struggle to actually take capsules. The other thing is the sulfur. I just get the sulfur powder, Henry Bloom's, again from Amazon. It's pretty cheap. It's not too pricey for all of this, because a lot of it actually lasts, like that's 100 tablets, so that'll last you quite a while. Depending on how many you take, that one's 60 tablets. Yeah. So my hacks. I struggle to swallow really big capsules. So I take all of mine with my food. Even though, a lot of the things would say, and this is just a tiny pill, this one, but, it says take, maybe 20 minutes before a meal or whatever. I just take it all with breakfast, because then I know the B complex is not going to interfere with my sleep. And yeah, there's just going to be solid. It's in my body. I take it all at once. Now, I used to just leave this on the kitchen counter, just because that's how I remember to take my stuff. But then I got clever and I bought one of these doodackies. So I just fill it up once a week, and then I can see if I've missed a day. Like yesterday, I was sick with the tummy bugs. I missed my whole day. And yeah, that's a little trick that I use. I'm just checking if anybody's able to make it in. I'm not seeing participants. Okay. I'm thinking that there's been an interruption with that. That's okay. What was the other trick I do, which I did when I first started taking this protocol in June. I think it was towards the end of June. I took double dose of 3 of these. I took double dose of probiotics, and I did that for about a month. Double dose, because the dose on the bottle is actually only maintenance. It is not therapeutic dose. So you want to use the therapeutic dose, which, I mean, for some people it might be even more than that, but you need to choose. The other thing I did was 2 of magnesiums, because normally it would say take 1 tablet a day. I took 2 a day. And B complex, it says 2 vegetarian capsules per serve. I didn't read that at the time, and I took 2 anyway, because normally it would be 1. But I found that 2, again, if I took the 2-dose one at lunchtime, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. It stimulates, because it's uplifting to get your B vitamins increased. So that is, yeah. So now I only take 1 a day. And of course, when you take this, please be aware your urine will go bright yellow. So don't be alarmed by that. It's this. And it's throwing out, just your body can only use what it can use, and then it needs to get rid of it, the rest. So you could split it and take 1 at breakfast and 1 at lunch if you want to spread that out over the day. But yeah, and that combination pulled me out within a week and a half. I was, and mine was menstrual cycle related as well, so there would be big dip days and then not so big dip days. But that caused me to no longer have the suicidal thoughts. I wasn't doing anything else at the time. It took 2 full cycles for me to see that, wow, this is like, I can actually say I'm no longer depressed. And that same system has worked for men. A man that was an alcoholic, that had no emotion, like the iridologist had actually diagnosed him with having 0 serotonin in his brain. And that's why I blend GABA. GABA has your brain use more serotonin, and 5-HTP actually helps your brain to make more serotonin. So the 2 combined together is very powerful. And there's a lot more to depression than serotonin, but you'll see that in some of the talks that I do coming up. But yeah, that is my supplement regime.